Welcome back, fellow dragons. Ah, shit. Give me a moment. Because I do have to drink water real quick. You awake? Yes. Oh. Didn't sleep much. Of course not. Then Bola, Speika, Arcturus, you've taken me out stargazing so many nights in a row now that I can point out all of those stars to you. If you don't want to come, just say so. Why must you be like that? When did I say I did not want to go? Don't hide things from me. Oh. Give me a moment, fellow dragons. Is that a good thing that is being... No, that is comics. That is going under the blanket. There we go. Oh. Don't hide things from me. If this is getting to be too much for you, you don't have to go. I just told you that I was not saying anything like that. I don't trust you. You always hide what you're truly feeling. You don't trust me? That's my line, thank you very much. Anyway, I want to go, so you had better come to me this evening or else. That is my honest desire, so you had better not doubt it. What the fuck? Oh. Okay, if it's not a problem for you, then fine. I may not be stressing myself, but what about you? You are the one who continually explains things to me. All I do is sit and listen. I don't mind that. Who's yawning now? Yeah, I also have not gotten much sleep. We won't be flying out to battle today, so take this time to rest and recuperate. Why not? There may be another town or village somewhere being assaulted by that army. Fake yawns have finally spawned the real ones. Shit. I'm not an infinite pile of supplies. I need to acquire more fuel and ammunition. Without enough on hand, it isn't smart to fly. Plus, I have to restock the base's pantry. Setsu has been sneaking entirely too many snacks before you try to blame yourself for that. I already took into account the extra mouth feed, plus it's usually plus usually it's me, Setsu, and Ron, and even with Ron that glutton missing, Setsu's still depleting our supplies entirely too much. You eat far less than Ron does, and that's who I usually take into account. So, need to do grocery shopping. Gotta make sure my generators continue to work. After all, I can't exactly pay an electric bill out here in the woods.
そう。私、何もすることがないんだけど、手伝えることはある？
Oh, I see. Seeing as how I have nothing else to occupy my time with, is there anything I could do to assist you?
お前にできることは何もない。
No, you don't know how to do any of it.
ああ、そう。だったらいいわ。今日は部屋にこもってるから。
Well then, I suppose I'll stay cooped up in my room all day. Still technically in my laboratory, but fine.
星についての本今なら読んでみるといい。
That there's a book about stars. Read it if you get bored. Meanwhile, in the kitchen. Or later in the kitchen. Book about stars? What am I saying? I was the one who forced her to join me. And yet she came along, she indulged me. That old psychology book. That old psychology book I stole from the island when I escaped. It, called this exact situation Stockholm Syndrome. I have royally fucked up. Now that we could talk about the stars together, it was much easier to speak to her than before, but I still feel like I have royally fucked up. She, Mikoto, was so pure, straight as an arrow in her way of thinking. Be it grief or joy, she was honest with her feelings. Even her attempts to hide her own weaknesses were done out of consideration so as not to worry others. Also not a healthy habit in itself, but the more I got to know her, the more I simply fell in love with her. In contrast, the initial sympathy I felt grew dim and faded. Mikoto and I are different. Both of us are fighting for what we believe in to protect it, but her beliefs won't hurt anyone, whereas I'm going to extremes for mine. Just when I was in a bad mood, I got a call from someone who would make me feel even worse. Still, I couldn't just ignore it. What do you want?
報告だよ。夏彦が欲しがってたデータ、手に入れた。
I'm making a report. Remember that data you wanted? I got it.
本当か?
Are you sure?
ああ。これでいつでもこの船爆破しちゃっていいよ。
Yeah, now I can blow up this ship anytime.
それとも先に何人か殺しとく?
Or do you want me to kill some people first?
炎の能力者が誰か分かっていない以上、下手に動くのは危険だ。
No, we still don't know who the pyrokinetic is. It's too dangerous to be taking risks.
なんで？もういいでしょ。
Why? Should be fine now, right?
ずーっと暇だったんだよね。殺せる機会なんていっぱいあったのに。あの黄色い子たちの監視と。
I've been so bored over here. Could have killed so many people by now. Those yellow peeping things monitoring us aren't helping either.
夏彦が来なかったらみんな殺しちゃってたよ。
In fact, if you didn't stop me, I probably would have killed everyone on board.
炎の能力者を甘く見るな。あれは人が太刀打ちできるものじゃない。
Don't underestimate the pyrokinetic. You won't even come close to beating them.
そうかもしれないけど、でも別にいいよ。
Maybe, but I don't really care.
俺は殺し合いができるだけで十分。
As long as we get to slaughter each other, I'm happy. Why did I work with this sociopath? Or no, is he a sociopath or a psychopath? I didn't read enough of that psychology book to understand the difference. Shit. Oh, this man talks about the act of killing so joyfully. It made me sick. He kills people just to feel alive, to slake his... to slack his thirst for blood.
貴様なんかと組んだのは失敗だった。
It was a mistake to team up with someone like you.
夏彦、それさ。
Natsuhiko, buddy. His grating laughter made my skin crawl.
冗談でも皮肉でもなんでもなく、本気で思ってるでしょ。
Huh, you're not joking, are you? You're serious.
俺と組んだこと、間違いで失敗でやり直したいって。
You say teaming up was a mistake? That you want to redo
最
it?
初に会った時は、どんな手を使ってでも、誰を犠牲にしてでもって言ってたのに。
When we first met, you said you'd do whatever it takes. You'd sacrifice anyone.
考え、変わったのかな。
Looks like someone's changed. All the blood in my body was boiling with anger. I wanted to yell, to stomp on the communicator, and it would still be scarcely enough to calm my rage. Yeah, I remained silent because as much as I wanted to yell, I couldn't find the words to throw back at him.
貴様にはまだ働いてもらうことがある。結が白へ、世界のこともある。
You'll still have plenty of work to do. There's also Shiro Yuiga in the world. That answer was all I could muster.
そうだね。楽しみはまだまだいっぱいあるか。
Yep, still lots to look forward to, eh? Ron ended the transmission. I didn't say any more than was necessary, nor did I remain silent. I think I managed to evade his questioning, but I wasn't sure. This was Ron after all. I could feel like he could see right through me. I really think that bastard might be a sociopath. That is the worst one, right? I suppose not necessarily. It's just a different form of fucked up. Still, I wouldn't have gotten this far without Ron. He was a proficient shooter, a capable fighter. He walked a line of life and death countless times. I've made it here thanks to him. If I could go back to 8 years ago, I'd make the same choice again. I have no regrets. Ugh, I'm cold. I'm so cold.
じゃ、も もし俺がユイがシロウに捕まったらちゃんと助けに来てくださいね。
Oh, so cold. Why am I cold? Give me a moment, fellow dragons. I have to readjust the blankies. Always enjoy the comfy. Okay, let's see. Alright, headphone cable under blankies. Because trying to have it go over is just not working. Okay, under. That had better be my boyfriend and not the frickin' webcomic app, or I will be so mad. It's the fucking webcomic app. I am so mad. Alright. Then what if I get caught by Shirayuiga? You'll come save me, right?
そんなヘマをするやつは不要だ。死ぬときは正体がバレないように証拠を隠滅して死ねよ。
I don't need anyone so incompetent they'd get caught. If you have to die, make sure you don't leave any incriminating evidence behind.
ひどい。あのお姫様には優しいくせに、俺にもちょっとは優しくしてくださいよ。
Hey, that's just mean. Why do you have to be so cruel to me when you're so nice to the princess? You could try being nice to me too, you know.
必要な情報は3つだ。1つは奴が関わっている国。2つ目は本拠地の場所。3つ目は
I'm looking for 3 things. Which countries he's connected to, where's his main base of operations, and lastly, how long will Shirayuiga last?
はいはい。どれも難題っすね。
Right, it's not good. Right, it's not like any of those is gonna be easy to figure out.
しかも能力者を殺すまでに戻ってこなきゃいけないんでしょ。
And you still want me back in time to go help you massacre the Espers too? Jeez.
難題だし時間はないし、やっぱり夏彦さんは手厳しいわ。
First you give me impossible orders, then you don't give me any time to do them in. You are such a hard ass, Natsuhiko. What else can I do? Good.
そんじゃ行ってきまーす。
See ya! With an exasperated sigh, I saw Setsu off on his reconnaissance mission against Shirayuiga's army. I had a headache. Standing was exhausting enough. Maybe I should rest up today. At that moment, a warning sounded from my communication device. I had set it up so that it would alert me of any changes with Mikoto. I activated the device and saw Mikoto's tearful face on the screen. I have no right to feel this betrayed. If he's only going to kill me, why be so nice to me now? I do not understand him at all. I hate him. I hate him. Perhaps you overheard my conversation with Setsu just now. I felt something deep within my soul stir at the sight of her tearful face. It was as if 2 different substances had mixed together, forming something new. This new feeling, what I'd never felt before, welled up inside me. What do you want? If you're going to come in here, at least knock first.
してよ。
Let go of me!
話しなさいって言ってるじゃない。
I said unhand me!
して能力者を殺す。
Why must you kill the Espers? Oh.
私たちが何をしたっていう。みんな望んで力を得たわけじゃないのに。
What did we do to you? None of us got these powers because we wanted them.
私たちが騙されてるって言ったわよね。だったらあなたが真実を教えてよ。そうすれば何も問題ないでしょ。
You said yourself that we were being deceived, so tell them the truth. Is that not enough to fix the problem without any killing?
私たちは争いなんて望んでない。ユイがしろとは違うの。
None of us want to go to war. None of us want to kill. We are not like Shiro Yuiga.
お願い。みんなを殺さないで。
Please,
何でもするから。
let them live. You cannot kill them. I will do whatever you want. Her tears fell with a pitter patter and soaked into my clothes.
お前たちの能力は世界をリセットするための力だ。
The Esper's powers are meant to be used for the reset.
リセット。
Reset?
やり直しの力だ。
It's a do-over. Ugh. Ah!
何をやり直すの？
Of what?
歴史だ。
All of history. Huh?
最初の21世紀、第五次世界大戦が目前に迫った2006年、文明文化には終焉が見え始めていた。
It began in the 21st century, the year 2060 to be precise. World War V was on the horizon. It was thought to be the end of days. How they managed to get past World War III and still survive is beyond me.
企業は殺戮兵器を商品として扱った。それ以外の文明文化には終焉が見え、金にならなかったから。
Corporations started selling weapons of war right off the shelves. Any other cultural objects were dismissed as being unprofitable. Entertainment media was dismissed as being unprofitable. Literally everything except for food and weapons were deemed unprofitable.
よく知り、その言葉をもって国は兵器を買い続けた。
Countries everywhere snapped up those weapons, calling them deterrents.
世界を覆うかのような兵器の数、平和とは程遠い世界だった。
It was a world awash with weapons and war. Peace was an unknown concept.
何を言ってるの？それはどこの世界？
But what on earth are you talking about? What world was that?
この世界だ。もう大昔の話だ。
This one, although that was now long ago.
人類は岐路に立たされた。このまま争いを止めなければ世界は滅びる。
Humanity stood at a crossroads. If war could not be stopped, they faced the very real possibility the entire planet would be destroyed.
その時点では汚染によって生物が住めない土地もあった。
There were already places so polluted that no natural life could survive.
そして2085年、人類は結論を出す。歴史をやり直すことを決めた。それが最初のリセットだ。
In the year 2085, humanity reached a decision. History would be redone from the very start. That was when the very first reset was performed.
21世紀が過去。それなら今は1919年は本当は
The
何年なの？
21st century is in the past? Then what year is it now? Is it 19 or 19? Is it 1919 or is that somehow some sort of lie?
8075年
Yeah, it's a lie. We are currently in the year 8075. Huh?
兵器は滅び荒れ果てた大地は緑に変えた。人々は全てを忘れ平穏に暮らした。
All weapons have been destroyed. The ravaged earth has been restored to its lush natural state. Humanity has forgotten everything.
しかし
But
人は同じ間違いを繰り返す。いつも行き着く先は
we keep repeating the same mistake every time humanity keeps resorting to war.
今は4度目の歴史だ。能力者たちがリセットを繰り返した結果の世界だ。
This is humanity's fourth attempt at rewriting history. This is the world we get after the Espers have reset everything.
これまでの世界を私たちと同じような能力者が世界を消してきたっていう。
What are you implying? Are you saying that Espers like myself have erased all of civilization like this multiple times in the past?
そんな力が私たちにあるわけないじゃない。
That is absurd. We have power, yes, but none of us are capable of something on that scale.
正確にはリセットを実行してきたのはアイオン。
The Espers do not perform the reset directly themselves. Ion does it, to be more precise.
アイオンがお前たちの能力を使ってリセットをしてきた。
Ion is the one who has used the powers you Espers hold to perform all the
リ
resets.
セットの次はアイオン。何なのよそれ。知らない。何もわからない。
First you were talking about resets, now Ion? What is all of this? I do not understand a thing you are saying.
実際にどのようにしてリセットが行われるか。
I don't know all the details exactly how Ion does a
能力
reset.
者とアイオンの間でどのようなやり取りが交わされるのかまでは俺にもわからない。
What kind of interaction occurs between Ion and the Espers? Those details are things that even I don't know.
私の力はみんなを守るための力なのよ。
That cannot be. That cannot be what our power's for. Our powers, my power, they are meant to protect.
なのに急にそんなこと言われてもわからないわよ。
None of what you are saying makes the least bit of sense.
ミコト、
Mikoto.
お前はわからないことは嫌いなんだ。だったら理解しろ。
You said you hate not understanding. So open your mind and try to understand.
わかるまで考えろ。時間がかかってもいい。そうして過去の能力者たちに理解してきた。
Think about it until you do. Take as much time as you need. All the Espers in the past have done the exact same thing.
夏彦、あなたはリセットさせたくないのに。だから私たちを殺そうとするのね。
Natsuhiko, you do not wish to let this reset or whatever happen, correct? That is why you intend to kill us?
そう。
Correct.
それにお前たちの力がユイがシローに悪用される危険がある。
That, and there's also the danger that Shiro Yuiga will capture you and abuse your powers.
奴の手に渡ればリセット以前で世界は混沌の最愛だ。
If any of you fall into his clutches, the world will be plunged into a chaos it hasn't seen since the first reset. I knew that if I told her everything, it would hurt her. I still wanted her to know. Not because I thought that the Esper should know, but because it was Mikoto. I wanted her to know. I didn't want to make her cry. I wanted to protect her, but at the same time, I wanted her to understand, to know what I held on to, what I fought for. I wanted her to understand and accept everything. But waiting for the but. Come on. I'm sorry, I need to check something. Nope. Don't. That's the wrong thing. That's still the wrong thing. Come on. Discord? Discord, could you chill for a moment? Grumble, 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 grumble. Huh. Alright, I will respond to that friend later. I wanted her to understand and accept everything. An alarm blared in the room. It was designed to alert us of any fighter planes that were passing nearby. That engine sounds close. Wait, no. No. Did they locate us? I took Mikoto and fled into the ship. However, there were already numerous planes circling around in the sky above us. Escape into the woods. That won't guarantee our safety. We have no choice but to escape through the sky. There are not a lot of choices in this, but the version with choices was the previous game. Damn it. My power! It isn't responding. Oh. Mikoto, get down. Huh?
そうですね。そりゃあリセットなんてされちゃ困りますよ。
Yeah, the reset definitely sounds like a problem.
夏彦さんに怒鳴られ足毛にされながらいろいろ勉強させてもらいましたしね。
Besides, I learned a lot from you in between being kicked and yelled at.
それが明日から全部パーとかんなことされたらさすがの俺でも泣いちゃいますよ。
So I woke up tomorrow and it was all gone though, even I'd be bummed out.
だからこそこうして夏彦さんに従ってるんですけど。ああ、でもな。
That's why I'm following your orders like this, but oh man.
夏彦さんは特別すごいと思いますよ。だって島にいる人たちは記憶消えないんでしょ。いわば特権階級ってやつじゃないですか。
I mean, I think you're a pretty amazing person. Special, I mean. The people in the island get to keep their memories, right? They're a privileged class, so to speak.
そんな恵まれた立場を捨ててまで反骨精神を貫いてるんですもん。いや、立派だな。尊敬しちゃうな。
You gotta be a defiant to the bone to throw away that kind of privilege. Man, what a guy. Can't help but admire that. Ugh.
なぜあなたはそんなに怒っているんですか？
Why are you so angry?
誰もが欲しがるものを持っているのに、 なぜその立場を捨てようとするのですか？
You have everything anyone could want. Why are you trying to throw away that position?
その頭脳を世界のために生かそうとしないのはなぜですか？
Why not use that brain of yours for the good of the world?
どうしてあなただけが怒りをあらわにしているのでしょうか？私には理解ができない。
Why are you the only one that is so unequivocally angry? I cannot understand.
一人で抱えているのが辛くて、でも言える相手がいないから、俺みたいな町のチンピラに話したんだ。
I am not rereading this line from last episode. At first, I thought I could do it all by myself. I knew no one would understand me, and I couldn't trust anyone. If you hold different beliefs, even those you share blood with will become your enemies. Oh boy, that's something to unpack. At risk of causing things in my house to spontaneously break due to my deceased grandfather getting mad at me. There were many times that my papa glared at me or looked at me like I was the devil for disagreeing with one of the idiots on Fox News that he would listen to. He would get upset from me just saying that both political parties are awful. Which they are. They're in cahoots with each other. They want us all fighting, both sides want us all fighting each other so that they can keep getting away with all of their corrupt bullshit. One side is doing a lot better at getting people to fight than the other, but it's all calculated. All of it. All the racism from the Republican Party, all the inaction from the Democratic Party. All of it is fucking calculated. And me noticing that in my teens, and me saying that, made my grandfather very upset at one point and caused him to call me stupid. He regretted that. He did, and we apologized, and he apologized to me because I had said nothing wrong. I didn't insult anyone that wasn't a politician. But he was so insulted that by the idea that both political parties are not good for anyone, that he called me stupid. He apologized right after. But that was the first time I learned that I could not completely be myself around my dad's dad. I love him. I love my papa. I miss my papa, but anytime Fox News said bad things about the LGBTQ community that were just unequivocally not true, and I would correct it, he would look at me like he would give me the worst look. So yeah. Oh boy, that sentence from Natsuhiko just now. Oh boy, do I get that. The worst part is that I would not be able to come out as non-binary to him if he were still alive. And now I can't come out as non-binary to my step-grandma, my Babchi, because she has dementia, and she did before he died. So, like, I can't come out to her, because even if she would understand, she wouldn't remember, and I don't give a fuck about my pronouns. I really don't. I use they, them for myself. Y'all have probably noticed a lot of that in the descriptions. But I'm comfortable with all the pronouns. There are some moments when I actually prefer he, him over that, but those are very rare circumstances. And, like, mostly I use she, her, and they, them. But I don't really care what other people use for me. The ones I use are for myself are very situational, and I tend to default to they, them now that I'm understanding myself more. But that's something that a lot of parts of my family never get to know. Like, unless my mom's sister watches this, she'll never know. 'Cause there's no reason for her to, and, she stole my coin collection. Supposedly it was unintentional, but she took it after I told her to be careful not to take it when she was going through my mom's stuff, and to leave it, if she found it, to leave it where it was. And she sent me a text message of, like, oops, I ended up taking your coin collection, I'll send it back once I have money to be able to do that, and nothing for several months about that. So, yeah. She's someone that has already proved that can't be trusted. The only people in my family that know about how I identify as me is my dad's sister. I wanted to tell my cousins on that side too, I just haven't had a chance to talk to them. But, yeah, no, the only person in my family that I'm out to is my dad's sister. 'Cause she's the one that I can trust. Wow, this got way too personal, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm not editing this out. If you fear being betrayed, then trust no one. Okay. Now this is where I definitely differ from Natsuhiko. Man, if you fear being betrayed, then that's a sign that you've developed a complex, and you need help. I would tell you to go to an MHMR, but one, I don't know if they even have an equivalent of that in Japan. But two, they certainly would not have had that at this point in time. They would not have had anything like that in the Taisho era. So, yeah. Ron was in it for the fighting. Setsu was in it to sate his curiosity. That's why they joined me. They were dishonest and irritating, but things were easy. I didn't have to expect much from them.
俺と組んだこと間違いで失敗でやり直したいって冗談でも皮肉でも何でもなく本気で思ってるでしょ
Without Ron, I couldn't have gotten this far. I needed Ron's deadly accuracy. I needed his skills in combat, his extensive fighting experience. I knew what kind of person he was. I knew he would needlessly kill people using my gun, and I teamed up with him anyway. Because I couldn't do anything alone. Well, no one can do anything alone. Everyone needs help at some point. I couldn't have come this far. I have no regrets. However, could I still say that in front of her? In order to prevent the reset, to protect the way time was meant to be, to prevent the abuse of the Esper's powers, could I really say that I would kill her? That I would kill her friends? Could I point a gun at her and convince myself that her death would be justified? Peace at the expense of someone else. Was that really justified? I know what the answer is, but let's see what answer this... The answer is obviously no, fellow dragons. But, let's see when Natsuhiko comes to that same conclusion. I'm pretty sure he does at some point, but does he come to that conclusion now? Mikoto has her own beliefs. She sacrifices herself to save people. Her beliefs never hurt anyone. Tell that to Sakuya! that man is fucked up for different reasons. Poor guy. What about me? At first, I thought she and I were the same, but we're completely different. I wanted something that had to be bought with blood. Something that required sacrifices. Were my desires really justified? No. No, my guy. Yeah, no, Natsuhiko. Your goals are good, but the means are not justified by those goals. The end does not justify the means. So... no. When I look at Mikoto, I lose sight of the correct path to take. I'm tired. My head feels like it's about to split open. I want to rest, even if it's just for a little while. I want to unpack and lie down. Please let me sleep. By the time I'd woken up, I'd lost everything. I couldn't remember where I was, or even my own name. For some reason, there was a girl next to me, crying. She apologized to me incessantly, saying that it was all her fault. Apparently, she and I had been in an accident. The impact of the incident seemed to have caused my memory to become hazy. After hearing my name and the details of the accident, I vaguely grasped the situation. I couldn't remember anything, but strangely enough, I remembered the girl's name without having to ask. Mikoto. I get the feeling I was calling out to her. I don't know if it was a dream or reality. Mikoto and I stopped by a nearby village with the hopes of seeing a doctor and getting some rest. Or with the hopes that seeing a doctor and getting some rest might eventually get me back to normal. For the first week, I struggled to regain my memory. Based on what Mikoto had to say, I decided to reflect on myself and tried to take in as many details as possible. The doctor said I should try to piece things together myself rather than asking others, so I complied. I didn't get my memory back, but I did get the gist of the kind of life I'd been living. In addition to the memory loss, I had injuries all over my body. Broken bones, burns, cuts. Some had healed a long time ago, but they looked gruesome. My life must have been a proper mess. Why else would I look like that? Or why else would I look like some page torn out of a trauma surgeon's handbook? If someone hurt me, there's a chance I might have hurt that person too. Thinking about it that way, recalling my past, became less appealing. Though I didn't know the cause, I didn't want to feel more pain. But there was another reason why I felt reluctant to get my memories back. That reason was Mikoto. During my period of vulnerability, she went through immense effort to nurse me back to health. Thanks to her, I was finally able to sit up again. Even though I had forgotten my own name, I still remembered hers. She must have been someone very important to whoever it was I used to be. I approached the room's small window. I wanted to see Mikoto was helping the village farm. My injuries always hurt worse at night, so I started taking painkillers. They included the same substance that was in sleeping pills, which made me drowsy. Thanks to that, I slept soundly at night, but it left me wide awake during the day. It was alright when Mikoto was around, but she often went out to help around the village. And since my injuries made it hard to move around, I was left with a lot of free time. Now that I'd gotten the general picture of my past, I felt more at a loss than ever. I tried to find ways to pass the time, but nothing distracted me more than looking at her. I opened the window and a jubilant voice carried down the breeze. Smiling under the sun, she was so beautiful. My body was here, that much was true, but my heart longed to be with her. What would it feel like to touch that black flowing hair? Why was her voice and her voice alone so beautiful? Why was she so dedicated to supporting me? And yet each night she would disappear somewhere, leaving me by myself. I looked down at my injuries. New scars and scars from days long past. A past where I might have hurt someone, and a past where someone might have hurt me. What if I had hurt her too? I just don't remember. I'd prefer to think I'm not the type of person who was violent towards women. Besides, as far as I could tell, she didn't have any scars. Maybe I was just paranoid, but scars aren't only physical.
Natsuhiko, 起きてきちゃダメじゃない。
Natsuhiko, you should not be up. Go lie down.
人を重病人扱いするな。もうなんともない。
Stop treating me like I have some illness. I'm plenty well enough to be up and about.
嘘ばっかり。そんなに早く骨がくっつくわけないでしょ。ほら。
You most certainly are not. Bones do not heal that quickly. You could at least sit down in a chair.
今日はいろいろお野菜もらったの。調理方法も習ったし、これから準備するわ。
I was given a nice assortment of veggies today. The town matron even showed me how best to cook them. I'm going to get started on it now.
俺も手伝
Let me help.
結構よ。安静にしなきゃ。そ
No, thank you. You need to rest. It will be a while before you fully heal, you know.
分かった。早く怪我を治して、お前の手伝いをする。
Okay, I will do my best to heal quickly so that I can help you without making you worry.
ミコト、ずいぶん疲れた顔をしているぞ。
Mikoto, what's wrong? You look thoroughly exhausted.
なんでもない。
Nothing, I'm fine. Farm work must be quite tough. I felt frustrated that I couldn't help her. Mikoto had been looking at the ground, but then she lifted her head and looked straight at me. Hmm?
誘ってるのか。
Is that an invitation?
誘う？どこに？
An invitation to what? So I guess she isn't my lover after all? Then why is she going so far as to feed me? Charity? I just don't understand. I could just ask her what kind of relationship we had, but once I had, there'd be no going back. If she said that she and I weren't together, I would just have to accept it. That's why I couldn't take that next step. Miss, I bought some veggies for you.
あ、はい。
Oh, thank you. Here you
こ
go.
んなにたくさん。働いた分以上はもらえないの？
Goodness, this many? That could not possibly take more than I have earned. Don't worry about it, Takum. I'm sure the veggies are happy to be eaten by a pretty lady like you anyway. Oh, by the way, I heard some of the girls saying that you and that young man in there ain't married.
結婚？まさかそんなわ
Married?
けないじゃない。
Of course not. Why would we be? Of course not, she says. Really? Now that's good to hear. How about you come over to my place tonight? I punched the wall.
一つ屋根の下で暮らす男と女が夫婦でなかったらなんだ。
If a man and woman are living together, what else would they be?
そうだよな。夫婦だよな。
Right. Got a point there. So y'all are married then, got it.
ちょっと。
Wait a minute.
じゃあ俺はこれで。
Well, I gotta run. See ya.
なんであんなこと言ったのよ。完全に勘違いされたじゃない。
Why on earth did you say something like that? Now he has the wrong idea about us.
勘違い。何が？
How is that the wrong idea?
結婚とか夫婦とか私たちはそんな関係じゃないの。
Now he thinks we are married, but we are not. I knew it. Mikoto wasn't mine. After that, I had no more free time. Even when Mikoto wasn't around, I couldn't stop thinking about her. Mikoto wasn't mine. I expected as much, nothing surprising there. Still, the truth was painful all the same. Alright. Yeah, stopping point for this episode, fellow dragons. I'll see you next time. I'm probably gonna immediately record the next one, actually. Bye, fellow dragons.